Morning everyone, poLi from Team Element here. It's going to be doing a video today on trading, trading creatures, when to trade and when not to trade, and just some kind of general guidelines on when you're trying to work out a decision on trading another creature into an enemy's creature. So I've split it into two categories here. So we've got when to trade and not trade. So the things I've got for when trading is valuable to you is the main one. That's probably the most obvious when you're playing, is if you're going to die to direct damage to your orb next turn. So say you're on 5 life and your opponent's got a 6 damage creature, and if you don't kill it you're going to die. You've got to trade whatever creatures you have into it to survive. So that's point number one. The second one is high value trade. So when I'm the high value trade, basically when you can trade a creature in, for instance, and your creature will live and have a chance of trading again into another creature, so you're going to gain more area. For instance, say you had a ground shaker, which is 6 area, you can trade into a wood elemental this turn, which is 3 area, and then you can trade into another creature next turn. So you're going to get extra value by killing multiple creatures with one creature. So when you can trade into more than one creature, is obviously it's like a high value trade, and you can gain advantage by doing that. The third point here is to stop your opponent gathering area. So say for instance you have one area gatherer and your opponent has 1 area gatherer, and it's more you think it's more important to stop him gathering because you've got extra ways of gathering area when you summon some more creatures, or you're rushing him down, so you don't need to gather area. When you just want to stop him gathering area to stop him ramping up if he's playing a slow deck or something along those lines. When you have board control and you are gathering area from wells, so this one, what I'm thinking is, say if you've got some board advantage, and say you're gathering from 2 wells, and your opponent's only gathering from 1. If you can trade and kill his creature that's gathering area, you're still gathering with at least some of your minions. So every turn you're getting an extra 2 area over and over, and as the game draws on, you're going to be gathering 2 every turn, so eventually you can just overwhelm him with numbers and win the game. So it's see what your advantage is in playing the long game. And for instance, say you've got both sides of area controlled, it's best just to keep trading as best you can to their creature, unless you can kill him, and then just keep summoning more units because you're gathering a lot more each turn. So eventually you just kind of, it's like war by attrition. Eventually they can't afford to keep up with your creatures. Okay, then the last one I've got here is Pandora. So when Pandora opens and gatherers are no longer useful. So when you're gathering with a axe grinder, Pandora opens, the wells go dry. There's no use for it there, so you might as well either stop pushing up to attack the opponent, or trying to defend your orb against his attacks. Okay, so now we're moving on to the don't trade side. So this is a similar counter to the other trading. So if you can kill your opponent's orb this turn, so if you can find a way to get lethal through without attacking any of his creatures, obviously that's what you want to do. So whenever you can kill him, and it's always worth, as you're setting up the start of the turn or the turn before, at the end of your previous turn, having a think about whether you're in range of killing him and add up the attack of your creatures, and whether you can get in a position to win the game by just moving all your creatures more aggressively. So next one, when you get a small return on investment when you trade a creature in. So the example here I've got is trading a 2/1 unit into a 5/7, and you're not able to kill it using the remaining spells in your hand. So say if you trade in your gatherer into a 5/7 attacking creature, you haven't killed the creature and you're not gathering area from it, so you kind of lost your investment, and he has his 5/7 is still a 5-5, and it's still very dangerous, and you haven't done anything productive. So the only way you would trade in a small creature into a bigger creature that doesn't kill it is when, say for instance, you have a firebomb in your hand, or soul drain, or you've got a way of killing it with a creature next turn that you're going to summon next to it. So let's say there's an instance might there be if you're trading a wind soldier into a 5/7 and then you firebomb it, and it would die. So that's a bit of a different scenario. Okay, when your opponent has many fairy rolls and you have none, or if in your control you have less. So say your opponent's gathering from 3 of the wells and you're gathering from 1. If you trade into his gatherer on one side of the field, he's going to lose one gatherer, but he's going to still have 2 gatherers. So you're actually, it's way more important for you to keep your gatherer alive on your one well than to kill any of his gatherers on the other wells. So yeah, and then when your creature has an ability that gets stronger as the turns go on. So for instance, I've got this as so you've got a Spirit of Rebirth that you're using the card text to get stronger as your creatures die, or a Wave Crafter, which has a production kind of ability. That you want, the production ability is more important than the actual stats of the creature or killing an extra creature. So I hope this short guide made some sense, and maybe it's got a few things here that you haven't thought about, and maybe there's a few other things that you think I haven't thought about. So definitely feel free to leave them in the comment if you think there's I'm sure there's other scenarios. These are the general ones I thought beginners might want to focus on originally, but if there is any more, please let me know and send the and put them below the video. And please leave some feedback if you think the video is good or something you would like to see next week. So I appreciate that. So thanks for watching, guys. Peace.